Hello everybody, my name is Idiotic Synergy, and in today's video of low-hanging fruit, we're going to talk about Swooping Hawks, an Eldar unit that is really popular, that loads of people like, but the kit is god-awful. I have never met an Eldar player who uses Swooping Hawks and goes, oh, the kit for this is really good. No, every Eldar player wants Swooping Hawks to be updated. And I don't play Eldar, but they really need an update. I think there were some warp spiders in some respects. I think Swooping Hawks are worse than warp spiders, which is saying something because that's bloody warp spiders. How do you make a kit worse than pissing warp spiders? But, you know, Games Workshop found a way. And before I actually get into it, I just need to say that £27.50 is taking the piss. Why are you charging that much? If you want Swooping Hawks for cheap and kind of already built, eBay. Go on eBay. I implore you, you go on eBay. Don't buy these bastards from Games Workshop, because then that will just encourage Games Workshop not to update. I really hate... it's a shame that I don't like this kit, because I've played against them in friendly games, and their rules are pretty cool. I like the rules. The rules are fun. Eldar players are kind of fun. You know, they're a nice little friendly unit to fight against. They're silly. I like silly units. But Games Workshop doesn't update them, and it's a shame because they should be fucking updated. But let's get into what you get. So you get 6 Eldari Swooping Hawks, as we've already seen, unless you can't count higher than 5. These models are finely detailed. Yeah, finely detailed compared to with some other models. No, they're not. So they're resin cast, and they are supplied as 20 separate components. 20 separate resin components. 20. Let me just say that again with feeling. 20 separate components. So you best hope when you ordered them online that it wasn't a really hot day or a really cold day. Otherwise, good fucking luck putting them together. I don't know what else to say. 20 separate components. Are you insane? Do you just hate your audience or something? Oh yes, we're going to have 20 separate resin components, but sir, you do realise that resin melts in like really hot temperatures and really cold temperatures. Yes, but if they can't do anything with them, then they have to buy more. Ha ha ha. Oh god. Right, so let's get into the models themselves. And first off, you might notice something about their bases. And that is, they don't have both feet on the ground because they're flying in. That's supposed to be the pose. They're sort of flying in, shooting stuff, looking dynamic and cool. But there's an issue with this, and that is they're using slot bases. And underneath that 1 foot is the slider that goes into the slot bases. Now, usually with models like this, the Emperor's Children model is a shining example of resin models, the old one, not the new Primaris one, is that with that base, what people did with the old Emperor's Champion model would be to cut these slider off the feet, then glue them on the base properly, glue them on a separate base entirely. That's fine because both feet are on the ground, and you don't really need to do much with it. It looks fine. With these, however, you have a choice between finicky gluing of 1 foot or leaving the slider on. Now, someone might say you leave the slider on and just, you know, fit them in. But the slider, I have to tell you this, is also resin. And that fucker can get bent out of shape really badly. So much so that it doesn't actually fit into the slot base. And if you can't do that, then you cut it off. And someone might ask, well, that doesn't sound too bad. You just cut it off. This is on one model. This is on one model with 1 foot on the base. Sorry. And believe me, as somebody that had to help build these for a mate, they are a pain in the ass to glue. Because they've only got 1 foot on the base, they are extremely finicky to put on. They don't balance well. Especially this pose here, they don't balance well. So what someone did is, I forgot, was it a video or was it a Reddit post or wherever? But what someone did with Swooping Hawks is that they drilled the bottom of the feet and put pins and then pinned them to the base. That's fine. What I ended up doing, because I'm not pinning shit to bases, I have stuff to do, is I green stuffed, I made a crater out of green stuff, so then I could stick them into green stuff, so it's like they dynamically landed into the ground, and then sort of molded it so it looked like an impact site, so, they're always coming down and, there's a crater. And I thought that looked really cool. And it did. You just have to be you just sort of need to be patient. You don't even need to be that good at green stuff to do it. You just need to create sort of a basic hill and then sort of a giant crater in the middle of that hill. It's really simple to do. In fact, I recommend you do it if you want. Just create like a simple lump as a thing on the base, and then put a crater, and then just put the foot inside the crater while it's still sort of soft, so then the green stuff can harden, and then it's like, yeah, dynamic crater. Sorry, I went on a mini tangent there. Another thing that I don't like about this model, or any of these models, is the helmets. They look really bad, especially compared to like modern Eldar helmets. These helmets look terrible. I'm shocked that I think they look slightly better than the warp spiders, but that's not saying much. But this helmet here, good fucking luck keeping the feather on, because it's resin and it will snap off at a drop of a hat. Another thing that I don't like about these models is probably the wings. They're separate. The wings are separate. And believe me, in fact, yes, good, there is actually a 360 mode. Come on, turn. There we go. Right, sorry, it's acting weird, but don't. But basically, as you can see here, in fact, can I angle it? Yes, I can. As you can see here, they're glued into the back. Now, on paper, that seems fine. Just stick them in, that's fine. But, and this is quite a big one, if they get bent or warp, they just can't fit. And then you have to clip them. And sometimes, depending how badly they're sort of are, you sort of have to clip bigger chunks. And that can make the model look really terrible if you're not careful. Also, again, I have to point out, 1 foot like that. 1 foot like that landing on the edge of the base here is a pain in the ass to glue down. And I know they have got the sliders on them, but I think this one actually might be okay, but even so, I wasn't going to risk just constantly gluing it. Otherwise it would look weird, so I just made a crater. I wish I'd taken a photo of them. I really do. I sort of missed making craters. They weren't great, but they looked a lot better than this. Yeah, I'm really not a fan. Even if you did put the foot all the way down and then glue it, it would still look odd. What else? Oh yeah, the gun. The gun doesn't stand out. the gun doesn't stand out. At least with the warp spiders, the gun stood out. I didn't like the design of the gun, but it looked a lot better than this. This is just crap. The gun looks generic, which shouldn't be a thing in Warhammer. There shouldn't ever be a thing as a generic looking gun. It just doesn't look good. And also mold lines on it, and I have so many bad memories of fixing these units. That's unbelievable. I really, really don't like this unit. I know I've already said the same thing 58 times, but even so, these two are probably the worst ones, in my opinion. This guy in particular, because he's got his foot all the way down, so like pointing downwards, I had to do like a weird crater, so it just looked like, you know, it just didn't look like he got his foot stuck. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this unit. I just don't like it. And here they are again. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, I've rambled enough. I do apologise. But if you like this video, give it a like if you want. If you like this video, give it a like. Redundant. Anyway, comment down below on tell me what things you would like to see me talk about next. Because I like talking about stuff, and I want to talk about things I like, not just things I dislike. Maybe share this video with your friends. If not, then that's cool. And I do have a Ko-fi where I just upload silly Warhammer stories too. Yeah, I'm not the best writer in the world, but I enjoy writing. Anyway, I've been Idiotic Synergy, and I'll see you later. Take care.